messing around.
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
Okay, we all know Superman is in theaters now. I'm hoping this video is up sooner than later. Just been super busy since I watched it. I'm just gonna do a few minutes of a spoiler talk. You have been warned. We're gonna talk about major plot points and the ending and whatnot. So James Gunn's Superman. This is pretty awesome. So one of my biggest thoughts on Superman is that Lex Luthor in this world is already extremely established, and that's not a bad thing. I like that James Gunn didn't hold our hands with an introduction to these characters and a bunch of exposition we've kind of already seen. It's divisive because this is not really for everybody, but it's certainly for people like me and probably you guys. It's one of those things that like we already kind of are excited about this comic book world and we have a little knowledge. We don't need to see the origin again, but Luthor, man, he is oddly powerful and wealthy, and he creates like these pocket dimensions, which is just very out there, and I don't hate that. It proved to be really interesting and unique. Now, it's just so extra in a way. It is over the top, and you know, I do feel like some people are kind of not gonna love it. He kidnaps all the people that wronged him, and he's got these monkeys that are controlling social media bots to bash Superman. He's already hated Superman, and he's studied his moves for some years, and he's trained a massive team of people to literally control a bot to fight just like him. I mean, he created a clone of Superman and called him Ultraman, the ultimate being, because he's a clone of Superman. And it's all a lot, and I actually really enjoyed it. Inherently, it was a pretty cool way to show Lex Luthor as this powerhouse, somebody who's used his money and influence to do some crazy things. The pocket dimension exploration was really interesting and cool. It led for some very awesome visuals. Mr. Terrific going in there. More on him in a minute, but that was really cool, you know? I have a feeling it's gonna fit in this world that we're getting into with these new DC films. I think Nicholas Hoult is really great in this role. I want to see more of him. He's gonna go get locked up, but I'm sure we'll see him again. Cool take on the character and his motives and stuff. He just hates Superman because I feel like he just wants to be that, and you know he can't be. So it's everything you want to be, so like of course you're gonna hate it. It's a cool concept. We did get in that pocket dimension Metamorpho. I'm excited to get more of. Visually it was very cool. He did some unique stuff, but I do like that Metamorpho was still a human and really was traumatized by watching Lex just kill people, and he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. Helped out Superman, and we got to see some awesome visuals. There's a lot of extremely over-the-top set pieces and visuals in this film. Absolutely quite a bit to take in. Yeah, Metamorpho is pretty cool, and then of course he comes back, which I love because that means we're gonna see him part of the Justice Gang. I like the Justice Gang as a joke name and like the way Guy Gardner likes it, and he's a comic relief, but I know that we're getting the Lanterns soon, like a proper storyline about them, so we'll see where that goes and if he's really directly part of that or not. Gunn's world of this new DC universe has so much to explore and expand on, so it's like kind of early to say a lot about a lot of these side characters, but I like that we got them. I thought that Mr. Terrific was really the standout. Dry, dark humor, sarcastic a little bit, and man, some of the action sequences were wonderful. I loved the one when he shows up to like the camp to get into the portal and stuff as he's tracking Superman, and he just takes out all the guys there. So cool. He was very entertaining, and I really hope we get more of him. And I love that James Gunn did take these characters who are not the most known to everybody. I mean, especially someone like Mr. Terrific. My dad's like, who is this guy? He's a new character. I'm like, nah, he's been around. But yeah, I liked the supporting cast. I felt like the Daily Planet, like I liked where we were going with all those characters, and we're gonna certainly see more, I'm sure, with Supergirl and just like other storylines. I'm not so sure how I feel about Eve Tessmacher being interested in Jimmy Olsen and like being obsessed with him. I don't know if that works for me. It felt very like Marvel comedy that doesn't hit in a way. I liked the way that she was sending all the selfies, secretly exposed Lex because she was done being abused by him in a way. So like that was a cool aspect of the story, but you know, I don't know if I bought that, and I was a little surprised they went that direction. It certainly didn't feel like a normal Superman storyline aspect, but then again, like, you know, we're basing it off of the films in the past, but this is very comic book come to life in a way, and it's expansive, and like we're gonna see things that are a little bit hard to believe. The story was very grand, and it could have been a little bit scaled down, but I think it worked in terms of just showing the conflict between Superman and like the views on him, and the way Lex like got the intelligence on him to like make it where people think he is actually the villain. Parents' message, that was a really cool concept. Really happy with the idea of him ending the film watching his adopted parents and being sort of happy and like calming dying, whereas in the beginning, he was hearing the message from his Kryptonian parents. So that was a really unique parallel that shows over the film, he did get that character development and that attachment to his life that actually kind of mattered more than what he had before. Yeah, he's an alien from Krypton, but like, he's a human, and he made that whole thing against Lex. He was like, I am human, that's what makes me human, and I like the humanity of it. I think David Cornsweet really embodied the role of Superman. I want a little more Clark Kent. I'm not mad that Lois Lane already knew Clark Kent was Superman. They were dating and stuff, clashing between them and their opinions on the politics and the laws and stuff. I liked it. I know not everyone's gonna like it, but I had no problems with that because that like interview scene alone was just so well done and well written. The back and forth and like the on the record, off the record and stuff, and the way the tension built. Their relationship grew throughout this movie, and I enjoyed that a lot. I really like Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and I think her and David Cornsweet worked well together. Yeah, so, you know, that was good. I thought the ending, like I mentioned, was just really nice. He saved the day, I guess. You know, everything's all good and well, and then he's just kind of at peace. Mid-credit and post-credit scenes not showing really anything notable. Was wondering if they were going to tease anything, but not yet. Crypto, of course, was a standout. It was funny because, like, realistically, he's not a good dog, but, you know, it's Supergirl's dog. I like that Kara shows up at the end. I'm excited for her movie, which should be coming out next year, so that was kind of a fun little cameo at the end. And yeah, Crypto was a lot of fun, and I liked the way he was kind of motivated to save his dog, but not to the extent of like a John Wick with his dog kind of thing. It just kind of shows me that this Superman is very human and has that humanity that even someone like Lex Luthor, which is just, he's a man, doesn't have that in him. So I enjoyed that a lot. Overall, I thought this film was very fun, and it was full of some beautiful visuals and exciting action, some really cool camera work and everything in the editing. I appreciate all that kind of stuff. It's not the perfect plot, but it works more or less and keeps me entertained. I hope it kept you guys entertained. I would love to hear in the comments, talk all spoilers. Let's talk about the ending, talking about the Justice Gang, Crypto, talk about Eve and Jimmy's relationship, talking about Lex and the way he opens up a whole tear. Anything you want about Superman in the comments below. Subscribe if you want, trying to get some more content out there. And like I said, if you want to just hear my general spoiler-free thoughts, check it out in the link in the description below. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.